Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
It is the Call Flow Radio Show here on WFLO AM 870. I'm not mentioning the streaming. We've been having issues with that this morning. And Noah, is there anything to report as far as what's going on there?
We are working on it currently. It's going to be temporarily down for the next, I would say, probably hour or so. Well, I won't be able to work on it for this next hour. I'll be right here.
Hence the problem
live.
of doing two things at once.
But after this, we'll be able to take a look at it and further diagnose the problem.
All right, yeah. Well, when I walked in this morning, screens were blank or black, and
well, you know,
it's been a fun morning so far.
You know, John, you know, with life without problems, that's boring. You need.
I'll take boring any day of the week.
I disagree.
I'd like to be bored out of my mind.
Oh, John, come on. Are you bored when you're watching your Superman movies or I don't know, Napoleon Dynamite?
But that doesn't fall on me. There's no responsibility. You just sit back and watch that.
Okay, John.
That's entertaining.
Okay.
We'll try and be entertaining in our...
No, John.
Yes. What's going on?
Okay. Hear me out, John. Have you seen the new Netflix show called Baby Reindeer?
No.
That's like... Okay. John, let me ask you this.
First of all, I don't do the Netflix thing.
Okay, understood. What is the newest TV show you've seen? Like, what year did that come out?
Lately, I've been watching this show called Standing Still, and that came out like in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s. So John,
like 2002, 2006.
John in 2024, he's still in 2006. So he's slowly making his way.
Major strides for me.
In another 20 years is basically when he'll watch Baby Reindeer, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I just finished watching Baby Reindeer. Pretty good." John. 21st century is right around the curve. Well, it's here.
You can have it.
Okay.
It's all yours.
Sure.
It's all yours for the taking.
How was your weekend, John? Honestly.
It was okay. How was yours?
It was good, man. I was chilling. I worked a wedding this weekend, which was fun. You know, I like working weddings. I like seeing people and just like smiling and drinking and having a ball. And what I do when I work at weddings, I'm a second shooter. I'm a photographer, so I get to capture those moments that are, you know, kind of precious. You know, you see somebody having a good time. Two people who usually don't get along, they're having a ball, and then you capture that moment, and you're
you
like,
mean the bride and groom?
Well, that too, John. No, I'm kidding. I mean, usually the parents of the bride and groom, usually more than, you know, most times. But, you know, you capture them just having fun, you know, having a real good time. You know, when was the last wedding you've been to, John?
My sister's, I think. Yeah, that would have been it.
Nice.
And that's been eons ago.
Do you like going to weddings? Do you like weddings?
No. I don't like funerals either.
Oh, John.
For the same reason.
Oh, John. Wait, why? You have to dress up? Is that it?
Not big on it.
Just not big on it. Well, why?
Not big on ceremonies in
ceremonies,
general. Yeah. Ceremonies.
Ceremonies. Yeah.
You know what I am big on is back in 1948,
John,
the Berlin blockade.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
Yeah, but hang on to your hats. Hang on to your hat. Hang on to your stocking cap. No, you actually got a baseball cap on.
Yeah, John,
today.
come on.
Cool.
What do I look like? Ridiculous?
I don't know.
Who would wear a stocking cap
in
90-degree weather? I've never done that before.
Berlin blockade intensified when the Soviet Union announced that the Western Allied powers no longer had any rights in Berlin. This would have been 1948.
The Soviet Union, yeah, they don't want anybody to have any sort of power.
1947. Now, this might be more up your alley.
Oh, yeah, John.
Seriously.
Okay.
American businessman Kenneth Arnold saw a number of objects flying like saucers while piloting a small plane over Mount Rainier in Washington. It was considered the first modern sighting of UFOs and gave rise to the term flying saucer. That would have been 1947.
Yeah, well, people see what they want to see. I joke about seeing saucers. Well, I've never actually seen one, except for one time.
So you're not in belief of the flying saucer?
I want to believe. It's like the show X-Files, you know. There's a poster in X-Files that just says, I want to believe, and it shows a flying saucer. Like, I truly do kind of wish there's some sort of life form out there. But I don't know. I think it's going to be, unless if they land on Earth and they, go up to the White House and they're like, nice to meet you, we're the aliens. Unless if that happens, John, I don't know about all these fake sightings. I call them fake, but all these sightings and the cornfields, and people are like, oh, a saucer land here. I don't know.
I saw something in the oddities that might fall under this category.
Oh, good.
All right, so here's what you think.
I'm settling in.
Shiny monolith removed from mountains outside Las Vegas. How it got there still is a mystery. They even have a picture of it.
Yeah.
Looks
Hare Krishna. That's how it
kind of like a small building.
Yeah. I've seen those before.
You've seen these things.
I thought
well, they've been popping up in other areas.
I think what that is a couple of art students getting together and being like, hey, you know what would be weird if we rented a van for a day and, made a monolith, put the monolith in the van, drove it into the middle of the desert, and just left it there. Wouldn't that be a wacky idea,
But my thing is this thing about how once they get spotted or whatever, it's this big thing to take it down.
Yeah.
And the reasoning behind it I find very weird.
Well, I think if anybody was to put a large object in just the middle of the desert.
About 6 foot.
Yeah. Well, imagine this, John. Imagine if I just...
6'4", maybe.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's like if I just drove a car.
Well, they're claiming that they do it in this particular case, where this was outside of Vegas, something to do with the animals out that way, wildlife.
Well, I think it's less about wildlife.
Well, I do too. Yeah. That's why I think it's a flimsy excuse.
Oh, you think it's something to do with the actual aliens?
Well, the other thing no. There's a reason behind it. I think the
Illuminati?
reason is the second reason that they give. When people catch wind of these things, they want to go see them.
Yeah.
And so you got people traveling out to these places, and they, like people do, not have any regard for where they're at. So there's defecation, there's all this stuff going on, and that sort of thing. I think that's probably where the trouble lies.
I look at it as littering in the larger sense of the word. Instead of throwing out like a Pepsi can or like a McDonald's wrapper, you're littering just gigantic objects in the middle of the desert, and that's not cool. Nobody wants to see that. But also, the fact that it becomes like a tourist destination, and everybody's like, "Oh, we got to see it." In this case,
it was like the object near Gas Peak, part of the Vast Desert National Wildlife Refuge, where bighorn sheep and desert tortoises can be found roaming. So they're afraid the turtle is going to knock it down, I guess.
I don't think that's it.
I don't either.
But I know.
There's
We're
a reason for it, because these things are based in the ground. I think they have even says concrete foundation, I think. So somebody obviously put it there and put it together.
Unless if the aliens have access to concrete, which
seems like
is
a lot of trouble
scary
for me to think. Well, I guess people would. They go to more trouble to do something like this than go to work.
Well, John, the thing about this could be in some people's eyes. I'm not saying mine, but this could be a life or death situation. This could be dire. This issue of monoliths. This could mean the end times. It could mean
it's been showing up in other places.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I think that's what drives people to not.
There's sightings in Romania.
Yeah.
Central California, New Mexico.
Are they all the same, or are they built with different materials? Because that's going to, pop holes in that.
It doesn't go to all that much of a detail as far as that goes. And then one in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street, no less.
Yeah.
So all of them disappear as quickly as they pop up. Because, like I said, once the local government or whatever catches wind of it, they take it away. So this guy here, Lieutenant Nick Street of Utah's Department of Public Safety, had this to say: "This thing is not from another world."
Yeah,
he's quick to say that.
I like that.
The Utah monolith, believed to be the first in a series, had been embedded in the rock in an area so remote that officials didn't immediately reveal its location for fear of people, like we said, getting lost or stranded while trying to find it. But internet sleuths quickly found the coordinates, and hordes of curious tourists eager to see and touch the other world. They keep... See, I like this, how they claiming there's nothing to it, but they keep using these words like otherworldly and all this to describe it. Object arrived, flattening plants with their car. So it's the problem is the people, according to this story, that want to go see this thing. They're flattening the plants with their cars and leaving behind human waste in the bathroom, free backcountry, and
unbelievable.
It's like a rock concert out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, John, maybe
Woodstock or something like that.
Just like Woodstock.
Just like Woodstock.
Woodstock had a lot of monoliths they didn't talk about, and I guess everybody was having too much of a good time, if you catch my drift.
Catching something.
You were alive for Woodstock, right, John? Weren't you there?
Yeah.
It was like 1969?
In which I was born in 76, so the math doesn't jive.
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Well, you look like you could have been there. You look like you could have been alive for Woodstock. No, John.
Okay.
All right, okay.
All right, one for the guy with the baseball hat. All right. We'll get you back later. All right. So let's see. Anything else here to report on this wonderful story?
The aliens, you mean?
No, the monolith.
Well, they're intertwined, John. Who do you think left the monoliths?
I'm just thinking they're a fan of 2001 Space Odyssey or something
which
like
is
that.
a great film that has a lot of monoliths, or at least in the beginning.
You think that's a great film?
2001: A Space Odyssey?
You think that's a great film?
Are you asking me seriously, or is this a gag? Is this a joke that we're doing? You want my serious opinion about 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I just want to know if you think it's a great film.
I think it's one of Stanley Kubrick's best films.
Oh, I beg to differ, sir.
Okay. Well, hold on. Full Metal Jacket, right?
You got it.
Yeah, which I think Full Metal Jacket is an incredible movie as well. But 2001: A Space Odyssey, that whole ending with the whatever you want to call that.
It's a weird movie.
It's such a weird film. But,
it's a weird movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I love weird films. I love movies that are just wacky, and I don't know. It almost leaves it up for the viewer to create their own meaning.
All right. Well, I do believe we have a caller, so we'll take that now. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, John and Noah.
Hello, Chris.
I hope you guys are doing good. You sound good.
Well, thank you. We're not on the stream, but we are broadcasting on AM 870.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to go into that. I'll let you go into that. Anyway, I'm calling about some good news.
Okay.
Over the weekend, as most of people know, or of our listeners know, went down to Virginia Beach on Friday to the Virginia Association of Broadcasters Summer Convention. They're at the Marriott, and I got there. It was an uneventful trip, which is always good. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, this came as a total surprise to me, but I was looking through the program and, of course, the schedule of events when I went in to register, and they had the Virginia Association of Broadcasters Executive Board had established a new award, a very prestigious award, in Francis's name.
Wow.
That's nice.
So, it is the Francis E. Wood Community Service Award, and it will be ongoing. So his legacy at the Virginia Association of Broadcasters will continue on and on and on, and it will be awarded to a radio station or television that exemplifies extraordinary community service.
That's
for
great.
the year. So, yeah. So that will be awarded every year during the awards ceremony. So it was quite exciting. And guess what station got the first prestigious award? WFLO AM.
Wow.
That's incredible.
In Farmville. So
that is nice news.
Yes, that's something that all of us should be proud of as far as this community is concerned in Farmville and Central Virginia. And our thanks, of course, to the wonderful people who have helped to bring back WFLO into the community, too. So we appreciate that as well. So no Emmy Award. However, excuse me. However, the story was aired, and they had a lot of stiff competition. It was like a 3-state Emmy award ceremony there in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg McQuaid with Channel 6 did come back with a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 Emmys on work that he's done. So he is a very special person, and he did a great job. But anyway, just to be nominated was an honor. So they, like I said, they were under a lot of great competition as well. So that was exciting. Not an outcome that we thought might happen, but it's okay. It's all right. This other award is fantastic. Anyway, I just wanted to call and let you know.
All right.
Of Buffalo and Central Virginia and our listeners there have something to celebrate.
Well, thank you, Chris. That was really great news to hear, and I know you're pleased. And
oh, definitely. Guys, I wasn't. Excuse me, I've got my morning voice here.
That's okay.
I wasn't supposed to. Or I wasn't prepared. Let's put it that way.
Right.
To speak because it was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But I got up there and spoke anyway, and came from my heart, and knowing that Frances was there with the 200 people that were there, and so I brought everybody to their feet, so I guess it was okay.
I'm sure you did fine.
Yeah, it was great. So I'll let you guys go and do your thing, do what you do best, and I'll be talking with you guys on Wednesday.
All right, hope to see you Wednesday.
Okay. Everybody take care.
You too.
See you soon, Chris.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Chris Wood, and that dedication to Frances, I know she's really proud of that.
Very, very incredible news. That's very sweet.
Yep.
That they would make an award, like, from his name. That's
yeah.
That's very It's a very big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves all the honors that he can get. He was in the business for years, and he gave me my start, so he can't be, but
That's right.
so bad. Nah,
Oh no, John.
Now, Francis was a really good guy.
Very good.
I don't, Chris obviously misses him way more than me, but I mean, he was almost one of those people you looked up. For me, it was like one of those people you look up to, and very influential, and how I ended up, becoming the jock I am. Yeah, he definitely, because I was very young. I was about your age, roughly. Maybe a little bit younger when I first met Francis, and he gave me a shot way back when, and I was still a senior in high school when I got started with Flo. So he meant a lot to this community, and so I'm really happy for her. I knew she was going to this event, but I wasn't aware of all the
I had no
going
clue.
on.
That's wow. And
I'm glad for her. She deserved that. That was good. All right, so we thank her for calling in. If you'd like to call in, phone lines are open, and the number is 434-394-0924. If you'd like to give us a call and, chime in about your weekend, or whatever the case may be. Noticed it was awful dry. I did go to Amelia last night. Looked like they had some rain because the ball field where my nephew was playing, it looked like it seen a little bit of rain. I don't know how much they got. But
okay. Did you go see? Oh, so you went to Amelia last night to watch a ball game?
That's where I've been going the last few nights.
Goodness, John!
Friday night was the first night, and I missed that one because I was here. I had to work all day that Friday, and I didn't think I could make the trek.
Yeah,
because that's a little further out, and the game itself didn't start till 8:00, so it was sort of like I don't know. But I've been riding with his family up there to the games. Yeah, he's got another game tonight, I believe, because they're still in it. His team's still in it, so good luck to them. This team they're playing tonight, though, is sort of their nemesis team. It's Amelia.
Oh, goodness. Not Amelia.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Amelia's a tough team.
I bet. Yeah. That's some tough kids.
Yeah, well.
They got, eye patches and gold teeth.
Well,
they're like pirates.
They just play well, I guess is the thing. So we were talking about monolith, lithium.
Lithium.
Talking about lithium. And
Lisp.
yeah. Anyway, So I don't know. Where do you want to go from here?
Well, actually, John, if you had a moment, I wanted to ask you. Okay, well,
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Forget. I'll just throw out that question.
I'm just
let
kidding.
me take that question.
I got plenty of moments.
That's the question.
This is the moment.
This is the wastebasket it's going in.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, John, do you have any like funny stories of you and Francis, or like Francis giving you advice, being like, John, you can't say this on air. Oh no! And then
No, it was more like,
or like
you shouldn't be playing that on the air.
or did he ever cut the cords? Like he was like, oh no, John's gone AWOL. I got to pull the soundboard out of the wall.
he gave me sound advice when
That's
I
good.
first started that I needed to lose my accent.
Oh, the hick. Yeah. Can you give like the audience, the listening audience, a little John Hickety hick?
It slips in every once in a while.
Well, let me hear
if
it.
I start to slur
Yeah.
my words and kind of run things together, kind of like Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you know. Because when I used to go back and watch the old family,
But you're doing
videos.
an Elvis. I want to hear the John.
Yeah, but that's what it sort of
Okay.
sounded like.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
when I went back to watch old family videos
Yeah.
before I was ever doing the radio thing. That's what it.
Well,
I watch you back in the gravy, you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Elvis. Okay.
Well, Priscilla, you want to make me a peanut butter and sandwich?
So clean up the. How did you go about doing that?
Well, for
managing
me, well, he suggested I would read the paper out loud to myself.
And did that work for you?
Well, I didn't. I attempted that, but what ended up what I did was just be more conscious of how I sound. So what I would do is record myself, which is no new thing. Jocks used to do that quite a bit. Air check is what they would call that. And back in the day, what it was meant really to be was a thing that somebody like Francis, program director, whatever, station manager, whatever, would say to whatever radio person worked at the station, hey, come on, let's listen to your air check. And then they would play the air check with you in the room, listen to you on air, and then critique and tell you what you should be doing, shouldn't be doing.
Fix.
If this is okay, that's not okay, that sort of thing.
Oh man, it sounds like I need an air check, John. Sounds like I need one too.
You don't want one.
Oh
No.
boy!
But anyway,
would you do that for me though? Would you? Is that a service you're willing to provide? If like,
you
I'm
really
on
want
air?
to go through the torture of going through it.
I think I do. I think I do.
You're a glutton for punishment, I guess.
Well, I'm just. I mean, like I don't know. It sounds. I mean, it does sound. Not hurtful,
But it was
like
a
hard.
multitude of reasons why they would
Yeah.
air check. It wasn't just that, but that
Yeah.
was the main thing.
I guess
think.
also like figuring out like how the music sounds, levels.
Well, the other part of the air check was kind of more for the jocks. But it was something like if they were looking to maybe go somewhere else,
Oh, gotcha.
they would send those air checks to other radio
They're
stations.
almost like what is that
Auditions.
called? Auditions.
Yeah.
Like audition tapes.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
And then by the time I was coming up, the way it seemed to me, it was almost like a way, like a badge of honor. It was one of these things where you get around the other jocks that you were friends with or whatever, and they'd kind of show off or
Oh, wow.
or
Oh,
sit
yeah,
around
yeah.
and listen to them and go, hey, listen to me do this. Listen
yeah.
to you know.
That is a badge of honor.
Kind of thing, yeah. It's a way. It was like a bragging rights kind of
Okay,
thing or something.
wow.
But yeah, there's different reasons. But I do remember that originally what it was for was so the program director, whoever, PD, whatever the case may be, would go, all right, why don't you come on in such and such time and let's listen to your air shift and see how you. I never really had to do that though. So when I was recording myself, I was my own judge, and I judged myself quite harshly. So at least I thought I did. I don't know, but anyway, we got a phone call. No, you're just checking out the. What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing. No, but it is 8:31.
It is time to go. I mean, time to do the bottom of the hour stuff, right?
Yes, correct.
So that would be the weather first, and then we'll do that, and then the birthdays, anniversaries. This edition of The Weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs.
Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
And your weather for today, let's take a gander here. For today, mostly sunny, a high near 91. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 61. Sunny Tuesday with a high near 91, mostly clear. Tuesday night with a low around 69. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Otherwise sunny and hot with a high near 98. And Wednesday night, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low around 71. I get choked up when I do the weather. Oh, I'm sorry.
You do get choked up when you do the weather, John.
It's an emotional thing.
Is it because of the heat?
Yeah, I guess.
I can't stand the heat, man.
Humidity is 76%. You're good. Winds are calm.
I'm never doing that voice again.
Barometer 29. I think that's your speaking voice. Barometer 29.76, and right now mostly cloudy with a 79 degree whatever thing.
Degree
weather
temperature?
Yeah.
That's Fahrenheit.
Weather,
fair enough.
What's going on outside when the elements, get together and whatnot.
I'd love to hear Barry's opinion of the weather.
You mean Fred?
I mean both.
Okay.
Fred and Barry. I wish we can have
sounds like an ice cream.
If we can have a conference call with Fred and Barry and we just talk about the weather, I think we could dig up some real good material with that.
Probably so. The Bank of Charlotte County, with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. The birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And with those birthday names and possible anniversaries, I present to you Noah Massad.
You know what that means, guys. It's a birthday time. People are having birthdays all around Farmville and other places as well. And you know what people like to do when they have a birthday?
Massage.
John, they like to eat cake. And I'm gonna give these names out now.
Massage.
All right, so it is the 24th of June, by the way. First up, we have Josh Cruz. That's our first birthday contestant. We're having a birthday contest, John.
Okay.
Don't question it.
Don't say that.
And we also have Patty. Are you ready? Patty Pedrick.
Pedrick.
Okay. Which I like that last name. That's it's a classy and it cuts like right in the middle.
For today?
Yeah.
24th.
Today is the 24th, correct?
Cool.
Yep, 2 birthdays, and that is Josh Cruz and Patty Pedrick.
So, everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing else to add?
Well, I was going to say, I hope you guys eat a lot of cake today because it is a birthday day, Guys, come on. Everybody loves cake. Am I right? All right, John, that's enough of that.
Except for us pie lovers.
Come on,
434-394-0924 if you'd like to call any possible birthdays, anniversaries that we did not have on our list. Otherwise, send them to birthdays@wflo.net. And, hey, I got Tom Cruise in here from Risky Business with the shades on.
I don't know.
If I play Bob Seger, are you going to start sliding around
John,
and dancing?
No, come on.
Just out of curiosity. I got to do this here real quick. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, Main Street, Farmville. Here you go. Dun, 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 dun.
No, John.
No, John. Sliding or anything?
John, come on. We have carpet here. I can't do the sock slide.
Only his gal gets to see those types of performances.
Yeah, that's right.
I got
Private performances.
I got
high dollar events. black tie optional, you know.
Just say goes old Rick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
well,
wanted to see if you were going to bust out.
I can't jumpstart it. It has to be, you know. I have to know there's financial compensation if I'm doing stuff like that.
Well, with the famous birthdays, here's one you
John,
might know.
Okay. Well, I might know one. Wow, that's an honor, John. Let me...
Famous meaning celebrity. We did the local celebs. Do you know who Mick Fleetwood is?
I do.
There you go. That's the one I was referring to.
Okay.
77 today.
That's incredible.
Do you want to know what his fun fact is?
Sure.
His first name is Michael.
That is so fun. I'm having.
Sounds like you're
having
fun
a
with
blast over here, Michael. Okay, I wanna tell these people who are doing this. I won't give the name out where we get these celebrity birthdays, but what this website, they need to stop making fun facts, just literal common sense things about the person. A first name of somebody cannot be a fun fact. A fun fact is like, he likes to eat bananas in the summertime, or like, I like to go for a swim when it's hot out. I don't know. Just like something like that, where it's like, this is a fun fact. This is a fun, funky fact. You know,
You're a namist is what you are.
No, but I'm saying, like, just somebody's first name cannot. I cannot emphasize this enough, but it cannot be a fun fact about a person, John.
Well, maybe we'll have more luck with the other one. Second one.
Sure.
Actor Peter Weller turns also 77.
Incredible.
Do you know who Peter Weller is?
Tell me. I know the name for sure.
You do know the name?
I do know the name for sure.
Okay. Do you know the movie RoboCop?
Yes, I do.
The original?
Yes. John, I don't know any other RoboCop except the original.
They did a remake, unfortunately.
I know, but I don't believe in remakes. I'm a purist. That means I go for the purest form of the film. You know?
Are you ready for Peter Weller's fun fact that you love so much? He appeared in both a Star Trek film and TV series, but as completely different characters. And there's your fun with all that.
I'm so much.
Actress Mindy Kaling turns 45. Do you even know who that is? I don't.
Okay. Well, what did she play in?
Well, the fun fact is she voiced the character. I have no idea.
No, this is helpful.
Taffy Tay, Mutton Fudge, and Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay. I did look. I did watch that movie a long time ago.
I bet you watched some Mutton Fudge.
All right. John's face has a way of slowly morphing into something maniacal and like evil. I almost want to say it's like he'll look at me and then it's just like I'm looking. You know how like the devil is portrayed like in the sleazy cartoons with the like little thing. I am looking into the face. Okay.
Here's one of my personal favorites.
John, okay.
Actress Minka Kelly turns 44.
Ooh, yeah.
Fun fact, father used to play with Aerosmith. This would have been when Joe Perry was out of the band. So when him and Steven were on the outs before the 80s or before they got back together in the mid to late 80s or whatever the heck it was. Early. They got back together like 84, 83, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's a looker.
Fun fact.
First thing I ever saw her in was that TV show that was based off of, it was a football movie. I want to say Denzel Washington was in it.
Oh.
It wasn't Remember the Titans, so maybe I'm confusing. It was something else, and I can't remember what it was called now. But I used to watch for her.
Okay.
Still a looker if this picture is fairly deep. 2023 was the photo I'm looking at, so we could stay on that for a while, but we'll move on.
No, let's move on, John.
Actress Erin Moriarty
also
turns 30.
I did want to mention anybody can call in.
And talk about Minka Kelly if you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure you would love that.
Yeah, we could do that. Fun fact on Erin Moriarty.
Yeah. His first name is Aaron.
E-R-I-N. Currently appears on The Boys, where she plays Starlight. So she's one of the superheroes.
Okay, that's more of a fun fact than, this guy's first name is Mac, or what is it? Michael.
Michael.
This guy's first name is Michael. That's our fun fact. How long did it take us to find that fun fact? 1.5 0.3 seconds.
Here's something
Yeah.
interesting. Now, we mentioned Peter Weller.
We
RoboCop.
did. Oh, yeah.
Nancy Allen in RoboCop, also birthday today, 74.
Weird.
She was his partner in that film.
Yeah, I remember her.
Okay.
I remember her very
Yep.
well.
She was also in Carrie, which I had forgotten.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I'd forgotten that.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So they both have the same birthday. She's a few years younger than him.
What is your you mentioned Carrie, and I'm curious now, what is your favorite late 60s, early 70s horror or thriller film? Because there was a lot of them at that time.
Deliverance.
Okay, that's a fair point. I really, honestly, that's no, but like, is that it? Actually, that's funny. I'll give you that, John. That is funny.
Honestly, I don't know. Because when I think horror or that type of genre, I usually don't think about the 60s and or 70s.
I think of the 60s in the sense of like Rosemary's Baby. I think came out.
I've
in like
never
68,
seen that.
And it's a 68 terrifying film. Terrifying. I mean, like, ugh. So Mia Farrow plays a scary lady.
Well, she is.
She is. Yeah. So she
It wasn't much of a stretch.
Yeah. No, she plays this poor woman who's given birth to the actual devil. That's the whole thing of the movie.
Okay.
Is the baby is the devil reincarnated. So I guess
haven't they
the
done
Antichrist
that before or they've done that a few times, haven't they?
I'm sure there's been a couple of films like that, but the director of that film was like, it never shows the baby, but it has a very disturbing way of showing like how gruesome this baby is. It's just, I think it like pans to Mia Farrow's face after seeing this child, and it's just utter horror. But like the director was like, I don't want to show the baby's face because special effects. Sometimes basically his whole argument was like sometimes it's scarier when your imagination like fills in the pieces. Like he was like, I don't want to show a scary baby that's not really going to be scary in 20 years because effects gotten better, It was really, I don't know, pretty interesting movie. John,
I have nothing to comment because I've never seen it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, John.
I've heard of it, though.
Okay.
But I've never seen it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's why I was letting you talk.
Okay.
Since you seem to have the knowledge of that film. I don't.
Okay.
I have nothing to add.
I'm sorry, John.
Other than bassist Kurt Smith of Tears for Fears is 63 today.
Wow.
You want to know what? They don't have fun facts for these. These are the random ones they just throw at the end, like a list. Let's see. Looks like actress Vanessa Ray, Blue Bloods, is 43. And what else, pray tell, do we have here?
Okay, well that concludes the celebrity birthday part.
Wait. Actor Joe Perry.
No.
Penny. I'm sorry, Joe Penny of Jake and the Fat Man and Riptide.
Right. Okay.
That was a show in the 80s right there for you. Riptide.
Yes, it was.
That was your show right there. He's 68, by the way, Joe Penny. Jake and the Fat Man, he would have been Jake. The other guy, Conrad, would have been the Fat Man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He was also that guy that was running around, and he was overweight, and he would always catch the bad guys because he knew that was canon.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you know anything of that show? That was like from the 70s. It was just called Canon. And so the beginning of the show was this overweight guy in a long coat running around. And he'd always catch the guy he was chasing, even though he was out of shape, because he knew which alleyway and stuff to take. That was the great premise of that show.
Never seen it. Never heard of it. Kind of wish I didn't hear about it.
You're going to hear about it.
Oh, John.
Because we can talk about it right now at 434-394-092.
If we want to talk, okay, so like I do need help to convince John. Jeez, John, you should like walk out and like get a paper towel because I can't look at that. I don't want to see that. John just coughed out another person, I think. Like the living thing. That was like something out of the movie Exorcist. Alien. Yeah, that was like out of Alien, John. You're just coughing out tentacles.
We could talk about Columbo if you want.
No.
That's a better show, actually.
I would like for somebody to call in and help me convince John that we need to get John watching shows that are more recent meaning within the next, like,
well, when you get old, you're going to watch. You're going to keep wanting to watch the shows you grew up with.
I get it, but the thing is, like, also, I want to be able to talk to you about new shows and how.
Oh, I'd like to talk to you about old shows.
Well, John, I'm okay with that. Let's talk Columbo, but you need to talk Baby Reindeer as well.
Do you think it's fascinating that when Columbo shows up on the crime scene, he already knows instantly who's guilty?
I think it's implied that he already knows. I think he might be psychic.
Well, the reason I say that it's implied is because he doesn't, no matter who else they say might be involved or whatever, some other possible suspect, he doesn't have any interest in those suspects.
I've forgotten the details because I did watch this episode a very long time ago, but I remember I was watching Columbo when I was younger, probably at my Nonna's house, Nonna. My grandmother, who's Italian, so we call her Nonna. Just wanted to clarify that for the listening audience. Essentially, though, I was watching Columbo, and I remember this ending where it's this guy, and he runs to the construction site, and I guess he buried a body there, and they were building a building over top of it. But he was like, he somehow got wind that Columbo was digging up the body, or like he knew where the body was.
This sounds familiar.
And so he runs to the construction site at night to like make sure he didn't get to it. And he gets there and he like starts digging it up, and all of a sudden all the lights, like from the left to the right, in front of you, behind you, all the lights light up. And Columbo walks out and he's like, "Hey, so I figured that you would come by. I got Mr. Policeman over here to arrest you now." Okay, that's my Columbo, by the way. But it was such a great, like, visually, that scene was like candy to my eyes. Like, it was just so delicious because this man is running desperately to hide this horrible crime that he committed. But just the overwhelming feeling that he must have felt when Columbo it was like, turn on the generator, and all the lights just came on. Like, I don't know, man. That show, there's so many great moments. I like when Dick Van Dyke was a murderer in that show. That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good show. Great show.
It was.
Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote, another masterpiece.
You lost me on that one.
John, now, why don't you like Angela Lansbury?
I don't know.
No, but, like, be honest. What
technically, because that was a current show when I was a kid. And I'm not going to watch some middle-aged old woman TV show as a kid.
Okay, well, when I was a kid, I would watch that show.
I didn't watch Mary Tyler Moore either.
That show, I've heard, was funny, and I wish I watched it.
I'm sure you did.
I wish I watched it. I never...
You can wash it now.
Wash it. I wish I watched it.
You can wash it whenever you want
I wish I watched it.
You can wash it whenever you want.
Listen, John, look, my jawline, my jaw, all right? It hurts, John.
You're gonna make it after all. That was the theme song from that wonderful show. Well...
John.
And she runs out in the middle of the street and throws her hat in the air. Now that you've got this hat on, you can relive that same moment.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever watch the TV show Scrubs from 2001?
Negatory.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I know what you're talking about. But
you just never got into it?
Not much on even though I know it was a comedy show, I'm not much on doctor shows.
Okay.
Hospital stuff. I'm not big on that stuff.
Okay. Have you ever seen... Frasier?
Nope.
Have you ever seen Cheers? Have you? I'm just going to name all the shows John has never watched. But the weird thing is, I've all these shows.
I've seen enough of Cheers to know what it is.
Yeah. John has watched Cheers, but like you don't like you're not committed to the show. I'm committed to all these shows.
I couldn't give you an episode. Oh, I like this one where so and so does. Nah, I couldn't do that. I can help you out. Taxi. Benson.
Murder, She Wrote.
Soap.
Okay. Have you seen the show King of Queens?
Yes.
Do you like King of Queens?
Yes.
That's the one thing we can relate on, John. King of Queens is
But if
pretty
it
funny.
wasn't for Frank Costanza, I don't know if I would have watched. Though
I don't think so either.
Leah Remini is nice to look at.
Yeah, Leah Remini is cool in that show. That's crazy that I know we talked about this recently, but she was in the midst of the Scientology during the filming of the show.
Yes.
And that's just it just like it adds such a perspective of seeing this like woman acting, but like realistically her like personal life is down just a nightmare, like a never-ending cultish nightmare.
Well, she's making a point to go out and expose them. I assume is
which
what's
is
going on.
good for her. We need more people like that, exposing the truth. John, what is the deal with? Sorry, John's like giving me crazy eyes. He's looking around the room. He's like looking behind him.
Looking to see how much time we have.
What is the deal with Dirty Harry? And when I say Dirty Harry, I really mean Clint Eastwood. Like,
Who else would you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
do you mean? What is the deal?
Why is he such a likable actor? In like everything he's in, he could be in a movie.
All right, that's two different questions. What is? All right, so are you?
I started off with Dirty Harry because I was reaching for Clint Eastwood.
Now you're
no. Clint Eastwood. I'm talking about Clint.
Why do people like Clint Eastwood?
Why is Clint Eastwood such a likable character? And what I mean by this is he can play a movie with. He has a partner who's a monkey, and it's still funny, and it shouldn't be.
Orangutan.
Yeah, orangutan. I'm sorry, John.
It's okay.
Every which way but
just
loose.
helping.
I thank you, John. I appreciate it. I might sound like I'm coming aggressively, but I really sincerely mean it as a thank you.
Now, are you sincerely asking me why
I'm sincerely
do people...
asking what is the because I think about that from time to time, not all the time.
You spend sleepless nights wondering why do people like Clint
Eastwood? Because I like him. I do. I like Clint Eastwood.
Well,
but
maybe you can answer your own question. Why do you like Clint Eastwood?
I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out for the life of me.
I think it might be because he's got that I don't give a you-know-what attitude. Most of the characters he plays, and he's probably being himself in a lot of those roles. And because there was a story I remember that Burt Reynolds probably told in one of his books that I had. And he was talking about how him and Clint were at a bar somewhere, and they were sitting there at the bar having a couple of drinks or whatever, and at some point this woman comes up to Clint and asks for an autograph. And Clint's response is, well, I'm having a beer with my friends, so maybe later, after we're done. And then she starts to cop an attitude, like, no, I want my autograph, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what the whole conversation was, but the gist was she felt like she had been
wrong
or whatever.
Ignored.
And at some point, somehow or another, she takes this mug of beer and pours it over Eastwood's head.
Nice.
And this is why people like Clint Eastwood. Bert says he saw Clint, his friend, become Dirty Harry in that moment when the beer was poured over his head. He grabs the girl, escorts her out, hails a cab, puts her in the cab, throws whatever money he had in his pocket at the guy driving and goes, take her as far as this goes.
That's funny.
And then when she goes in the taxi, as it takes off, Clint goes back into the bar, the pub, whatever. And he asks, who brought this dame?
That's pretty great.
And, of course, no one answers.
Yeah.
That's why people like Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Let's see who we have on the phones
now.
Good morning. You're on the air.
I thought I heard a second ago that John said that he read a book.
Oh, no.
Accidents happen from time to time.
I was just checking to see if I heard it right or if maybe there was some static in the radio.
Let's put it this way.
John read a book.
If books are written about things I'm interested in, there's a good chance I might actually read it.
Well, I'm really glad. And reading Burt Reynolds' book has to be like the highest end of books.
Nothing but the best for me. I read the great scholars of our time.
He's one of my heroes. So I'm very glad that you did that. I just want to check in and make sure I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. You heard correctly.
Have a great great day.
You too. All right.
That was
bye.
incredible. What just happened right now? And
Somebody thought it was
why am I so,
amazing
why
that
am
I actually
happy?
read a thing
That's
that was
pretty
printed
funny.
out with paper.
Yeah,
and,
with the words,
and ink on it.
Yeah, the
and
black and white and the
yeah.
hardcover.
Someone actually took the time to write something down and type it. And,
Yeah.
And
Well,
I proceeded to read it.
That's incredible, John. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Oh man, that's
What's
funny.
cool about those books,
Yeah.
though, that he put out at least two, and one was like in the '90s, and I think that was called My Life or something.
Yeah.
And I was in school when that came out.
Was
right?
that before or after the Boogie Nights escapade?
That might have been
Because that
just,
really affected Burt Reynolds
that
in
might
such
have been
a way.
just before, or it was close to the same time. It might have been. I don't remember when that movie came out exactly. So, and then he ended up writing another one before he passed. I don't remember the timeline exactly, but then he wrote another one. I enjoyed the first one the best, though. The other one's not bad. He didn't like just redo the other book. There was some different stories there, but whoever did that did the right thing. It's written like you're listening to him tell stories, which
That's
I
good.
like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm reading for just information, sometimes, depending on what it is, like I said, if I'm interested, you got me. If it's like I have a book on the making of
Superman.
Tombstone, the movie Tombstone, which if you read that, you'd be amazed that movie even got on the screen with all the complications and behind-the-scenes stuff with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, stuff like that really, like I said, if it interests me, fine. If it's, here, read, Little Women. Sorry, no, it's not going to happen.
No, thank you.
War and
Please.
Peace. No, I'm good.
War and Peace is a crazy book I've never read. I want to, but that's gonna. I don't know. That's gonna take the next 30 years. It's such a huge book. It's like if the Bible.
It's a good doorstop. If I've heard.
Yeah. If two Bibles came together and made one Bible, if the Bible was just like written over again in the same book, it's like that. It's just so big. It's so big. I don't have the time.
Well,
I don't have the time
you got to make
or
the time.
space.
You got to make the time.
John, when I go home,
Yeah, War and Peace time.
War and Peace. I live that every day, though. I don't need to read a book about it. War and Peace is my life between me and I fight battles with my cat Jeff. It's times of war and times of peace, and I live that every day, John.
I don't mean to upset you, but my money's on Jeff.
And I think that's why we don't get along. I like to make it sound like we have a strained relationship on air, but
We don't? I mean, we
I
don't. We
oh,
do?
do we? I don't know.
I
Maybe I was doing it for a joke, but maybe we do actually. I like to make it sound like we're just like two people that could never get along, and we're just like fighting back.
It's like Perfect Strangers.
yeah, exactly.
Another show I
Exactly.
didn't really
Another
want to watch.
another one I love.
That explains it.
Why is
All
it?
right.
Oh no, John.
And on that note, we have to close this wonderful program.
Cheers.
You are coming up after the news and weather, correct?
Yep.
All right. Talk at you tomorrow. Bye.